Tuesday, January the 13th, 2022. It's a city commission meeting. Our invocation tonight, Pastor John Hines couldn't make it, so I'm going to ask Ralph Lopez if he'll stand in to give the invocation. I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance, so would you please remove your hats and stand?
Let's bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you today, Lord, for the opportunity to come do your work. We ask you to guide us in our decisions and just watch over us, Lord. I ask you to bless these officers that are here, Lord, when they carry out their duty, and just watch all of us as we head home tonight. Most of all, we want to thank you, Lord, for the sacrifice of your son, Jesus. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Terry?
Here.
Commissioner Moya?
Here.
Commissioner Genova?
Here.
Commissioner Arias?
Here.
Mayor Litchfield?
Here. First on the agenda is organizational meeting. So we need to reorganize since we have a new commissioner, and we'll do the appointment of the mayor pro tem, and then our liaisons to the advisory boards. So first will be the appointment of the mayor. Somebody needs to move something.
Well, I'll go first then, Mayor. I'd like to appoint Mr. Moya.
Okay, do I have a second? It dies for lack of a second. Do I have another appointment?
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Ruth Ann again as mayor.
And I'll second it, Mayor.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Genova?
Yes.
Commissioner Arias?
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Terry?
Yes.
Commissioner Moya?
Yes.
Thank you. Appointment of the mayor pro tem. Do I have a nomination?
I move for Arias.
Do I have a second? Okay, it dies with lack of a second. Do I have another nomination?
I'll nominate Mr. Commissioner Ralph Moya.
Okay, do I have a second?
At this point, I will remove myself as chair and second it.
Roll call, please.
Just a second. This is
Okay.
going fast. Okay, Mayor Litchfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Terry?
Yes.
Commissioner Moya?
Yes.
Commissioner Genova?
Yes.
Commissioner Arias?
Yes.
Liaisons to the advisory boards. Would everyone like to stay on the same board they're on, with the exception of, we need one to go to the,
What is it?
right, for lodger's tax, and I'd ask.
That's what Commissioner.
Duplantis
said. Yes.
Would you accept that?
Yes.
Okay. So then everything else will remain the same.
Yes,
We don't need to vote on that, right?
we do.
We do? Okay.
Yes.
So I would entertain a motion that everyone stays the same with the addition of Commissioner Cherry to the lodger's tax.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that everyone remains with their appointments with the additional Commissioner Cherry to the lodger's tax.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terry?
Yes.
Commissioner Moya?
Yes.
Commissioner Genova?
Yes.
Commissioner Arias?
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield?
Yes. Are there any considerations of changes or deletions to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Yes, I do have one.
Okay.
I was not able to get to the December 29th minutes,
Okay.
and so I need to get those off, take those off of the agenda.
Okay.
So that
on
would
the
be,
back, right?
that would be 5E.
It'd be what?
5E?
5E.
5E.
Line.
Okay. All right. I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda as is with the deletion of 5E.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as amended with the removal of 5.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Moya?
Yes.
Commissioner Ganada,
Yes.
Commissioner Arias,
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Cherry.
Yes.
Public comments, there was no one signed up tonight, so we will. And I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda. It's approved by a single motion. Any member of the commission may request an item be transferred to the regular agenda from the consent without discussion or vote, and that is approval of work session notes for December 9th, commission meeting minutes for December 9th, commission meeting minutes, approval of work session for December 16th, approval of the work session for December 26th, approval of commission meeting for December 16th, and for the minutes for the commission meeting, that's on their file. Okay.
Right.
Okay, and then approval of the special work session for December 29th.
So that would actually be letter C. The attachment says December 26th, but it should be the 16th as well.
Okay, that's what I thought. All
I
right,
apologize for
all
that.
right, that's okay.
And then December 29th, we're gonna delete.
Right on E.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I see, okay, so that one is deleted. And then approval of the Lodgers Tax Advisory Board minutes for December 1st, and appointment of Dana Leonard to the Planning and Zoning Board.
Correct.
Anyone have any questions on any of that?
No, ma'am.
We appreciate Dana Leonard volunteering to be on Planning and Zoning. So I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as is, or as we corrected.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as amended.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ganada,
Yes.
Commissioner Arias,
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Cherry,
Yes.
Commissioner Webb.
Yes.
Okay, next is our proclamations, memorials, or petitions, and it's the promotion of officers with the Tucumcari Police Department. I'll turn that over to Chief Rivera.
Good evening, please, Commissioners, Mayor, City Manager. I'm going to start here, but I'm going to go up there so that this can be seen a little bit better on the live channel there. Tonight, it's my honor to recognize two officers, Justin Garcia and Daniel Lopez. Professionalism, dedication to law enforcement, and contribution to the Tucumcari Police Department have garnered them the rank of corporal. Through rigorous testing, both officers showed knowledge, experience, and leadership skills to warrant this promotion. I want to say congratulations to Justin and Daniel on taking this promotion, and may this be your first step in leadership.
We appreciate everything you guys did. If you need to take pictures. While they're taking pictures, I would like to make a comment about our police department. And I had a lady call me this last week about one of our policemen that stopped by her house because he saw her garage door open. There had been rumors of a vagrant in the neighborhood, and he saw her garage door up and saw windows, Windex and paper towels, and said he didn't think anybody would be cleaning windows. So he checked to make sure she was all right. I don't know which one of you did that, but it was up on Tiffany Road, and I appreciate that very much. So thank you to our police officers. Thank you so much. You're welcome to stay, but I don't know. They need to go celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Chief Rivera, we appreciate all that the police department does.
Thank you.
Our ordinances and resolutions are next. This is the first reading of an ordinance, 1161, amending ordinance 1160, relating to the zoning ordinance of the city of Tucumcari, creating the cannabis regulation ordinance, reading to the time, place, and manner of regulation of cannabis.
Yes, ma'am. So just to give a brief summary, which we discussed in our work session prior to this meeting. I think we all agree that for the next reading, the second reading before the public hearing, we're going to submit some small changes to the attorney for review and to add some better language. We discussed removing the actual fee structure itself and just leaving the language, letter A, where it discusses fees will be set by resolution. And we also agreed to allow light manufacturing, which we'll get the definition from the actual state statute. I'll work with the attorney with that to add that to section 5A, subsection 8. Again, that would just allow just packaging, nothing heavy. All that will be defined, and we'll reference it exactly with the language that's utilized by the state as well. That way it's consistent. And other than that, everything else has remained the same since the prior work session and commission meeting.
So we don't need to do anything else, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next is Resolution 2022-01, Open Meetings Act Resolution. This gives the dates of all of our meetings for this year. It's at the back of your
Package.
It's behind the cannabis ordinance.
Yes, and
There
I'll
you go.
present that.
No, here.
At the bottom, it's page 30 of
Right
52.
there. Good thing. So, you want to talk on this one, or is it?
I believe in health.
Okay.
As the mayor said, it's a standard annual resolution. It does define our dates of our commission meetings, where we meet on the second and fourth Thursday of each month, with the exception of the dates that have the asterisk next to them due to the holidays. It also explains the process for a special meeting, emergency meeting, where we're supposed to post our meetings. And also, it also goes into allowing our commissioners and board members to appear by either Zoom, telephone, whatever is necessary for them to be present at the meeting if due to unforeseen circumstances. So with that, I ask for your approval.
Is there any questions or comments from any of the commissioners? I would entertain a motion to accept Resolution 2022-01. Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Arias,
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Cherry,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya,
Yes.
Commissioner Gamera.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is bids and contracts. Airport 3-21 rehab contract modification. Oh, there he is.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. The city received a contract to rehab runway 321 at the airport. The work is completed on it, and this contract modification, number one, is just to adjust for final quantities in place. It's actually a reduction in cost. It's all paid for. There's no gain to the city either because it was all federally funded anyway, so it just lowers the amount that we invoice and then reimburse on. The original contract amount was $372,600. The reduction is $23,117.75 for a total now of $349,482.25. And I'll take any questions on this, and I'd like to ask for your approval.
Okay, anyone have any questions, concerns?
No, it seems like we're doing pretty good on the airport.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to accept the rehab contract modification.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the Airport 321 rehab contract modification.
Do I have a second?
Second, Mayor.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Cherry,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Arias.
Yes.
Thank you, Ralph,
Thank you.
for all your hard work.
Next is new business to approve the submission of the RFP to continue providing senior citizens center programs. Claire is not here.
She's online.
Oh, she's online,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. See if I got the volume up. All righty, Clara, go ahead. We're having some issues. Hey, I think we're having issues on the service, so I'll just go ahead and put you on speakerphone. Okay, perfect, thank you. All righty, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Mayor and Commission. I apologize, I'm not able to be there in person. We're expecting a baby in Washington State. So every 4 years, we need to respond to an RFP to continue providing senior services. So it's that time again. So I request your approval or answer any questions if you have them.
No, I think you do a great job, so does anyone else have any questions or comments? Then I would entertain a motion to approve the submission of the RFP to continue providing senior center programs.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the submission of the RFP to continue providing senior center programs.
Do I have a second?
I'll go ahead.
I believe Mr. Cherry did.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cherry,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Arias,
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Lady. Next is an update from the Quay County Emergency Communications Center by Jamie Lauders.
Good evening. I don't know if it's really an update because I've never done this before, but I'm trying quarterly now to be more involved in letting the communities know what's going on with dispatch.
Is that why you brought protection?
You know, I forget what I'm saying most of the time, and I'm not a public speaker. That's why me and you get along. My name is Jamie Liaisons. I'm the communications director for our dispatch center. We're inside the police department, but we dispatch for all of Quay County, fire, police, EMS, all of Hardin County, and then fire and EMS in Conscious. We are still a single person dispatch center most of the time. We do have 2 people or more sometimes. It just depends on our scheduling. Currently, we are fully staffed. We are all fully trained and certified. We are all current on our CEs. We do get DFA grants from the local government division. They pay for the majority of our training. They pay for our equipment and small repairs that we need. Unfortunately, they don't pay for radios and they don't pay for our non-emergency lines. Almost every department in the county, if you call them, you're gonna ring into us. We've had some issues with our phones, but we are working on them. We're hoping to do an upgrade this next month. We also enter files into NCIC, which is our National Crime Information Center. That's warrants, protection orders, stolen items, missing persons, sex offenders. We make sure they're all entered and correct. Last year, we validated almost 5,000 articles that we had entered. This year, it'll probably be the same because they all have to every year be taken care of. If you ever walk into the police department and you see those filing cabinets, they've graciously let us put them in there because those are all of our warrants. During the calendar year for 2021, we answered 2,428 fire calls, including Tucumcari EMS because they wanted to be one department. 543 EMS calls and 12,411 law enforcement calls. And that includes traffic stops and just regular stops that they'll make or call outs. I do have reports if anybody would like to see any reports. If you would like to see dispatch or any of our equipment, aside from Mike Cherry, because he knows what we have. You guys are more than welcome to come and visit dispatch. The updates that we've done since I've been the director in 2017 involved a 911 software upgrade that was completely paid for by DFA. We did have to pay for some of the IT support because we just didn't have it. In October 2020, we got new furniture. The last time we had received furniture and workstations was in 2003, and that is when they opened dispatch in that building. Our consoles were falling apart, so it was greatly appreciated. That cost the state $87,000. We're trying to be more careful this time. Last time we had one console that was on a filing cabinet, and we don't want to get to be there again. So we're taking care of it. We have a 10-year warranty on it. In November 2020, we upgraded our reporting system. That cost the government $87,542. It was all grant funded. We did have small IT expense with that, but it wasn't much because they were able to do almost everything remotely. In March 2020, our big expenditure was our CAD system. And this is the third CAD we've had since I've been there in 2007. I think our first CAD was in 2009. Before that, it was paper logs. This one, it has all of our county departments. Harding County can be on it if they want. Our RMS, which is our record system, everybody can share in on it. The only department in Clay County that doesn't include themselves on it is QCDC. And we're hoping that they will switch over eventually, so that way we can all share. Hopefully this is our last CAD purchase that we have to make. There are agencies throughout the country that have used the same CAD for over 30 years. Almost everything is Motorola in dispatch, which a lot of people don't care for because customer service. But the products are really great, and as long as we have IT support, everything seems to work out. We did have, with the CAD update, because of NCIC, we had to get an IT upgrade. So we went from having no IT to using Plateau Fusion. That has made our costs go up, but it's worth the price because you get what you pay for, especially with IT. Now, our non-emergency lines, since the break when the city switched over the PD, our lines aren't working correctly, so we do have to change stuff. Our plan is to put everything on the same phone system. That way we'll have records of how many calls we answer daily. Like I said, hopefully that's next month. The other thing that we have had is for that freeze in February 2021, our generator did not kick on, the one for the police department, and we lost 4 radio base stations. DFA also does not pay for radios because it doesn't have to do with 911 as much, it's just officer safety, which is very important to us. We ended up getting it fixed probably an hour after it went down, and we were dispatching by cell phone during that time. The 4 base stations completely fried, so we had to get 4 loaners. Dustin with Yucca helped us out. Fire Marshal Bug, Chief Paris from Logan, Daniel Zamora, they all came in, and it was at like 6 in the morning on a Sunday. And we had all these people coming in to help us so that the whole community was taken care of. We appreciate everybody. Mark may have even been there. It's been a while. In July of last year, we had that rainstorm where it was real windy and power lines were knocked down. The generator again did not kick on. We lost 2 of the loaners and they had to Frankenstein some parts together. So now we're all back up, but we are waiting for them to install brand new base stations. The base stations are in, we're just waiting for programming. And once they are put in, we will have to pay, I believe they're $12,000 each. And on that note, we are reworking our JPA and we're having another meeting next week. It's open meeting if anybody wants to come. And we are hoping to restructure everything based on our CAD reports because before we didn't have a good way to come up with statistics. And that is all I have unless you guys have questions or if Fire Marshal Bug wants to add anything.
Yes.
Did you guys? Yeah, I have a question. Don't you guys, like you said, your generators were down, do they check them often or not?
They did when Jason was still chief, but I don't believe that anybody knew who the generator actually belonged to until it went down.
Can we get somebody to check them more every so often, at least
So-
once a month or?
I've talked to, the fire chief about that. But ultimately what we need to do is come up with a service plan. We need to hire somebody that is certified with that brand of generator and come through and service it, whether it's on a quarterly basis. I think quarterly should be fine. It does have a switch on there where it should be operated, if not daily, at least weekly. We just need to make sure all those components are working appropriately, especially now during the winter. That's when things tend to go down. So the plan is to get it on a service plan and take it out of the hands of the fire chief and make sure that it's operating at all times.
I know that most hospitals that have backup generators have tested periodically, and I think, I'm surprised that the police department here didn't have it. I mean, we don't have it on a test.
It was at one point. I think there's some kind of issue, I don't know if it's with the automatic transfer switch or what's not working right, but again, we're looking into getting somebody on the service plan that's certified for that type of generator. That way it's warranted and we don't have no issues. But yes, that has been in the works.
Yeah, well, I think it needs to be put in a schedule for being tested. Because actually, we don't have our utilities here. It's an interconnect line. Anything can happen to it. So we really need that generator to be as a backup good. I had another question. I have a lot of complaints sometimes that when they call the dispatch, it takes a long time for an officer to arrive wherever the situation is. Can you explain or elaborate why you think that would be?
We do put the calls out immediately. We do not hold any calls. As for it taking a while, sometimes we only have 2 officers on and they may be in the same unit, so it may take them a little bit to get there.
You don't use the sheriff department or anybody else as a backup when they need?
We also do dispatch them, but the sheriff's department doesn't generally respond in city unless it's an emergency.
I thought the sheriff could respond all over this county.
I would assume that, but they prefer to let the city handle those calls. The same with I-40, state police is supposed to be handling those calls. But the sheriff does respond if they have people available, because they're not on duty 24/7. I don't know if that makes sense. They have on-call list at night.
Oh. And you said we only have 2 police officers?
Due to scheduling, yes. Usually there's only two officers, maybe 3. It depends on their scheduling.
You mean, for the whole city, we only have, so in other words, the thing that we complained the last time, like you constantly called to the truck stop where they bump each other, so if the police officer's over there, that's 1 unit, and then if you have another domestic violence, stuff like that.
Yes, and I believe they do break away as soon as they can to go to other calls. It's just however long the call that they're on takes.
Wow.
I can't answer further than that.
Mark, can you answer that? Is there a reason
Based
why
on-
we only have 2 on duty?
Yes, sir, that's based on scheduling, it's based on availability. It depends if we have officers out at the law enforcement academy, and it depends if it's scenarios if people are sick, if people are on leave. It depends, and then part of it is recruitment and making sure we have full capacity, then we can allow more officers. I'll let Chief.
I'd like to answer that better, help you out here. It's unfortunate. We just don't have applicants. We're trying to keep up the staff. I test every 3 months. Last year I had 3 applicants the whole year. That's all I had. The guys do the best they can. They're scheduling as much as they can. Sometimes we do have 3, but unfortunately we just don't have, I don't know if they don't want to work. It's the pay. I don't understand. We just don't have the applicants. So we do the best we can.
We don't have the applicant?
Sure. In fact, I'm testing again here in February. I have no applicants.
Well, you had a guy here the other day that said something about he been certified or something. I don't know what his name was.
Yes.
Well, no, the whole deal is it's just gonna alarm me that we only have 2 for such a big community. This is geographically, it's a large community I keep referring to.
I agree.
And then we also get tied down a lot on the truck stuff over there with truck bumping.
Certainly.
You know, why couldn't somebody else take care of that and let our officers take care of residents?
Right.
You know, responding to the truck stuff, the state police, the sheriff can do that. I don't know why we can utilize them rather than pull our officers from the main part of the residency. The safety of our people here are very important.
I understand.
Okay, well, thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
I'd just like to say they do a tremendous job over there. They handle lots of calls and all, and I'd just like to commend them. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I have the numbers for last year. We handled between 589 calls to 960 911 calls only, not including non-emergency calls that we've gotten. And our answer time, at least for the month of December, was well under the national statistics and the national goal, which is 10 seconds. Ours was 4.1 seconds.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
And we do appreciate everybody here. We also appreciate Chicken Prairie Police Department because we work well with them.
And I didn't say anything about your job description.
Anyone else, any comments? Thank you, Jamie, we appreciate it. Thank you, Luke, we appreciate y'all coming tonight. Sorry about that, I had a tickle. Next is the city manager's report.
Yes, ma'am. I'll start off with, I was finally able to take some vacation time, spend some time with family, so it was a much needed rest. That was nice. So I was out of the office a bit, so it's playing catch up now. Within that time, since I've been back, I was able to meet with Bands of Enchantment, with a few of the guys there. They had come down from the ask of original 300,000 to 200,000. Try to negotiate, try to bring it down some more. Pretty firm on 200 at this point. They'll go back and continue to discuss some things. They'll continue to look at other sponsorships. I do expect them to have some updates and a little bit more comments, I guess, probably at the next lodger's tax meeting. Also had the chance of meeting with our kind of little marketing working group. Robin came down, myself, Scott, and Connie, talking about future goals for the next fiscal year, as well as closing out the end of this fiscal year strong. Discuss the visitor's guide and some other things that are going on, and some other ideas that will be presented later about some future goals. A lot of exciting things going on though on the marketing side. With that, received a notification by email, I believe it was yesterday, that the tourism department will be matching again at a 2-to-1 ratio for their co-op program. So I do have Robin looking into that. She'll be looking into the menu plan, things that are going to benefit the city the most. So that's exciting. The convention center, we have started the renovations on the flooring. That's finally taken place. It's come a long ways in just 2 weeks.
Long time.
All of the tile has been demoed already. They've started to grind the concrete floor, and I believe by next week or the week after, we'll sit down and discuss a little bit more in depth the colors and the patterns that we'll be doing. So it's exciting to see that moving along. I also wanted to remind everybody that city offices will be closed on Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So all city offices will be closed on Monday, January the 17th. We will also, due to a shortage in staff, due to unforeseen circumstances, the rec center will be closed tomorrow. And last but not least, I'd like to congratulate the 2 officers being promoted to corporal, as well as our new commissioner, Commissioner Cherry, and congratulate Commissioner Otis as well as being reelected. So appreciate everybody. Look forward to working with you all. And everybody have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is items from commissioners. We'll start with the Commissioner Cherry. You get to be first tonight.
Great, thank you. I appreciate everybody's welcome. Hopefully, I appreciate being here. I'd really like to thank Commissioner Duplantis for what all he's done for the city, and I'll wish him luck. And I don't have any other comments.
All right.
You'll get a phone call soon.
He's forwarding all the calls to you. Commissioner Arias.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to our two new corporals, Commissioner Cherry, you as well. I remember discussions before, I believe Commissioner Villanueva had brought it up, the possibility of receiving millings from the state. I know that time that was used to talk about pothole mitigation. I believe you had said that we had to have a specific project to receive those, correct?
Correct.
Okay, can we, wild idea, if we can use it as a tester, we could apply for some millings from the state to use to repave the street, the roads at the cemetery. I know that's been one of our long-standing issues. Those cemetery roads get washed away. Could be a way for our streets department to get familiar with those millings and be able to use them in larger projects later on.
Can I say something about that first?
Yes, sir.
There's only one problem with that. You can't put millings anywhere where you want because of the oils that are in there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, the environmentalists will probably get on us for that. Cemetery. Might leak a little oil or something into the ground or something, I'd check into that if I was you, Mark.
And you're correct. Based on the volume and the quantity or the project scope, sometimes you have to go through a full-blown environmental review. So we'd have to be careful with that. The other thing to think that we'd have to have a project that potentially the county would be willing to partner with us. The last project that we conducted, they did provide manpower. They helped haul it. They helped do all the footwork, blade it, mill up the existing road. The most recent project that was in the queue that we're planning on doing that we received multiple complaints on is the Landfill Road. I've been talking to the county manager, and that was the next project we're gonna work on is trying to get that road in better shape than it was. So if you want to put me in another direction and focus on the cemetery, the next request was going to be for the Landfill Road.
Everybody ready?
I know it's city property, right? Landfill Road.
The Landfill Road, I believe it's private property, but we have easement through there, if I remember
For
correctly.
people to understand that it is what you said.
Correct.
Because people are saying, oh, it's a county road. I said, no, it's not.
To my knowledge, it's, I'd have to pull the exact contract, but we were just allowed easement. It's technically in the county. But from what I've been told in the past, and I could be wrong, it was a private road, but we're responsible since we utilize it, to help maintain it.
Yes. Thank you, Mark.
Well, certainly if we can look into, thank you for pointing that out, Commissioner.
Sir.
If that is something we can put on a further project, because that is something that we wanted. With that, we do have a new year, and I think our year's gonna be bright ahead of us, so with that, Mary, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Commissioner Villanueva.
Yes, I need to apologize to District 2. My wife broke her ankles and I had to take care of her. That's why I was not here for the meetings. And a couple of weeks ago, I got COVID. I almost lost myself, but I just want to apologize to District 2 because supposedly I had a lot of complaints in my area. I'm going to tell you one thing. I have 2 phone numbers. The first one is 403-4777. You need to call me. And the next one is 403-6560. You can call me anytime you want. It don't matter to me. You can call me at night, 12 at night, anytime. Anybody has a problem, please call me. I'm here for my district, for my voters. And, that should be it for that part. In the pothole machine, did we ever get it, Mark?
Yes, sir. has been working. They had been out there quite a bit prior to Christmas. I haven't, I've been working on other things. I haven't had a chance to go out and see if they were out filling potholes, but I know prior to Christmas they had been doing different sections. But yes, sir, we're still taking work orders. Like I said, the process, call City Hall and place a work order if you have some concerns with potholes.
I got another thing the other day. So I guess it's been a month ago. Supposedly, our ambulance service was at Rose. I don't know if they're off time or whatever. Getting groceries or something, I don't know. But they said they had to call another unit to come in because they were busy shopping at this arm. People called me and complained about it. When they go to the grocery store, are they actually off?
I would have to look into that to see exactly what happened.
Supposedly, the ambulance was parked outside, up there by the car wash area or whatever. I guess they were shopping, somebody got sick, fell or something. So they had to wait for the other ambulance to do something. I don't know if they take off, but I'd like to find out what was the problem there about that.
Yeah, I can look into that and see what was going on.
I just want to say thanks for everybody for, giving us ambulances, they're nice. But is there a way we could cut down on them just cruising around?
If they're just cruising around, yes.
Cause see, they're putting a lot of miles just up and down, up and down. I've been seeing them out there by Airport Road taking the cruise all the way to 54.
So I know we've had nonstop, there's numerous, I could pull the records and I'm sure Jamie could vouch for it. Numerous airport transfers every day. So more than likely they're coming back from a transfer, they're going out to a transfer. So there's specific times or scenarios you think that it's just joyriding or it's not part of the job, let me know. We could pull records and logs and then.
I'm saying it's pretty hard to get ambulances, I mean, they're just joyriding. I thought they'd have to at least get the ambulances ready, put, oxygen bottles or, band-aids and stuff like that.
Which they do, most of that happens back at the station. So it, like I said, it depends. There's calls all over. You run in the county, you run all the way to San Juan, Bardeni, the county line, all the way towards Montoya. So it really depends. Like I said, if there's a specific instance that you can reference and times and whatnot, we could do that just to cross-reference it.
Okay, I got another question. The guy called me the other day. I guess he lives up on 7th Street up on the hill with Dr. Faith. If there's a way that the city could maintain the alleys, because I guess there's a bunch of ruts and holes that I guess he went to throw his trash or something in the backyard and he went to go throw it in the dumpster. He tore up his bumper pretty bad in his truck. But I thought I'd bring it up to you say
What
the city can maintain.
What we typically do is we do maintain the alleyways. We have our drivers usually have a notebook to keep along if there's something that's out of the ordinary, something that needs to be fixed, whether it's dumpsters or things in the alley, that gets relayed back to the other crew. And again, we're down to skeleton crews. I believe the streets department's been working on laying down millings right now out going to the landfill to try to help work that over, make it a little bit more smooth. So it's kind of one project at a time. We prioritize things. But yes, most definitely. That's another instance where I believe the individual with the concern could call down to City Hall and say, this is my location, the ruts are pretty bad in the alleyway. Is there any way you could place a work order for the streets department to come through and add some field dirt and back drag and whatnot to make it a little bit more passable?
Well, I want to congratulate the two officers and keep up their good work. Mr. Rivera, you're doing a good job. That should be it, man.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Moya.
Let's say, first of all, we start off with congratulating Justin Garcia and Dominic Lopez for the promotions. That's great that we see that happening within the department, especially our police department, they work hard, they try hard, and hopefully maybe we can eventually get it full staff so that it'll be easy on everybody that's on duty, especially if you only have two. It's not very good. The other thing is, I did get a complaint from Mr. Rick Sanders. He said on the alley over here on between Second and Third on the 100 block, and I think we talked about this. It's extremely dark, and most of those people that have property there have talked to XL personnel, Mr. Lopez, and he said it wouldn't take that long to hook up those lights. I guess after the construction of the Second Street, the lighting went off, and they need to whatever you call it, rewire it or refix it so that it works. So he wants to know if the city can contact XL and put it together.
I don't have an update on that, but we had talked about that. If it was something that was damaged during the process of the Second Street project, those contractors should be liable for paying the bill and getting anything coordinated to make sure that's completed. We're more than willing to do it. More than likely, from what I've heard, if I remember correctly, they're probably going to have to tie into the existing line for the new lights on Second Street. But either way, I feel if it was a contractor that damaged it, they need to be responsible for fixing it. We need to give them a brief period of time to do that, and if not, then we need to step up and fix it and send them the bill.
Well, I don't know. You know, we did a lot of rewiring ourselves up there and everything. The whole deal is we need to get it done because I guess the property owners in that area really feel that they want some sort of a line for safety purposes in their business and their buildings. So see what you can do and let me know on it. Because sometimes we get into these debates of who, what, and nothing happens. And at the end of the day, the resident is the one who winds up out the door, you know, not getting into it. Give me an update. What's going on with our ambulance? We got a new one in. What else is going on? How many do we have working? How many do we have out? What's going on?
So the new ambulance was received. Check was cut for it, I believe, about 2 weeks ago. Payment has been sent. So now that we have all the supporting documents, we will be submitting for reimbursement for the ambulance through DFA. I have not submitted for a second ambulance. I feel that it wouldn't be appropriate for ask for a second one when we haven't drawn down the money for the first one. So that will be coming once we submit the reimbursement. And we still have the old ambulances as usual. I believe we have, I want to say 4 that are operational, 3 that are more consistent. That's including the new brand new ambulance. There is a rear end that needs to be replaced on one of the ambulances still. It's a scheduling conflict and trying to get things coordinated locally. Either way, we need to get those ambulances repaired and in a safe operating manner, I guess. It is able to be utilized right now, but we need to get that rear end replaced.
Well, you're really not sure how many ambulances we have working? Is that what you're telling me?
Correct. I could get that from the chief though.
Oh, okay. Because if you're just the whole go set, you go all the way to Montoya, all over the county. If we only have 1 or 2, then we're leaving our residents at risk at the local level. If we have 4, that's a different level.
I believe we have 4, but 3 are the main ambulances in rotation.
Okay, well, we also, did the school complete their pledge at the time of fixing our ambulance, or we haven't never got them fixed, or what happened?
I don't believe it's from any lack of effort from the schools. They're willing, they have the money, it's ready to go. I think it's a scheduling conflict on trying to get a mechanic to actually do the work on them. So that's where, again, we try to go local. If that doesn't work and it doesn't meet our schedules, then we need to go elsewhere.
But aren't we talking about 4 or 5 months already? Let's see, I got sick in September, so we're talking that long, and the school came right on in October, November, and said we're willing to help out, and we still haven't got them fixed. We're in the middle of January almost.
To my knowledge, an ambulance stood out here for a while. Some fluids were changed, some small tune-ups, but the entire rear end was not completed. So again, if we can't get things
But we had
fixed
some,
and we need to go out.
yeah, but we had some loaners. We had to fix the old one that San Juan gave us. I think we put a radiator, a power steering, a whole bunch of stuff in it. Yet ours doesn't get done. We need to have our ambulance. If we're gonna take the responsibility of being the county ambulance, we really need ambulance to be available for our residents while they're out and gone. We don't want to be able to have one of these things where they call an ambulance and we don't have one available because the only one we have is out of town and doing a county round, you know? So give me an update on that, because this is not something that we've been talking in the last 30 days. This is quite a while back. We go 96, 180 days back and we still haven't come up with it. And the school was very cooperative in trying to speed up a way of helping us fix what we had and now we don't have. It's still not done. Sometimes the local is very important for us because we like to get in, but if they can't do it, we need to go wherever we can, especially when an entity like the school is willing to pay for it, you know? So let's see what we can do to get at least 4 ambulance out, because it seems like we're covering a lot of turf and not enough ambulance available. You know, we don't want to be where they wouldn't pick up that guy and the transmission wouldn't even go, you know?
Oh, one question, Mark. Are we still using San Juan's ambulance?
Yes, periodically. As needed, yes, we do.
We should be using our own stuff so we can fix our own stuff. The other question is, what happened to the KFC yard? Have you guys sent notice to it and the 2nd Street? What's going on? It's
Yes.
still all dumpy over there.
It's still not ideal. Yes, those are still in the process. They've gone to court, at least the one on the 2nd Street.
They gone to court?
Yes.
They're cleaning it up today, the weeds.
Where?
KFC,
Who was cleaning it, do you know?
I think they do, but I'm not sure.
Oh, good. They're getting them clean? Good. And then you're saying the 2nd and Main?
Yes, sir, that's gone through municipal court. There's some stuff that wasn't ideal on my side of things internally. There's some things that need to be addressed.
Well, we have an attorney, don't we? Why don't you have the attorney address it?
It's other issues that I won't discuss in public.
Okay, we really need to, you know, how long have we had that street closed? Half of it. I mean, we go do all these things downtown and everything, and then we still have the dilapidated building right in the middle of it. It doesn't make much sense. And the other thing, did we finally get our own computers at the police department, the ones we were using from the sheriff department, or have we got our own?
Yes, sir, that's been completed for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you finally did get it all? Good, I'm glad to hear that. Other than that, the only thing I can say is that we really need to see what we can do about some of these buildings that are really bad in town. As hard as it is, we might have to take some steps. I know the city doesn't have the money, but like that 2nd and Main has become an eyesore forever. It's not even considered VR, it's a dump. So that's about it. All I have to say.
Okay. I'd like to congratulate Corporal Justin Garcia and Daniel Lopez also, proud of our police department. Again, thank you for, I don't know who the officer was that went up there and checked on and saw the garage door and checked on my friend. I do appreciate it very much. And she called, I believe, and thanked the police department. Next is welcome Commissioner Cherry. We're glad to have you here. Mayor Pro Tem Moya, congratulations on that. I look forward to working with you. Commissioner Villanueva, we are so glad you're back. We're glad you're feeling better and hope Alex continues to heal. So just know that we're here if you need us, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Commissioner Plantis, or ex-Commissioner Plantis, thank you for all your hard work. We appreciate everything you do. Before you start complaining about the Christmas lights, do you want the potholes fixed? Do you want the Christmas lights down? Do you want the cemetery taken care of? Make up your mind, but don't worry about the Christmas lights. They'll come down soon enough when we have time to do it. So anyway, everybody have a good weekend. Have a safe Martin Luther King holiday if you're going out of town. Other than that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
And then a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Roll call. Commissioner Moya? Commissioner Villanueva? Commissioner Arias?
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner Terry?
And I'm sorry, Roger.
Pretty good, sir.